Oh, we did it. Okay. So we're ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay, welcome everybody. I am really excited that you are here. I am here with Dr. Laura Ritchie. She is helping me with all of the technology today. And as y'all know, we tried to do this class once before and had some technological difficulties. So she very sweetly offered to help with this one. So we're going to do our best to make this one work well. Welcome to Essential Conversations. Welcome to all of you who are on Zoom. We're really excited you're here. This class today is something that is very near and dear to my heart, and I've been wanting to have this class for a while. It seemed like now would be the perfect time since school is getting ready to start in a month. And I know it says here on our first little slide that it's with Tiffany and DJ. DJ is here in his heart. He wasn't able to join us today, so Dr. Laura can be our DJ today. But let's go ahead and get started. Your time is precious, and I want to delve right in today. So let's see if we can get this working.
Oh, and Dee's watching with us.
Oh, hi, Dee. Thank you for being here. Okay, so this class, as you know, is all about supporting our loved ones or ourselves who have any issues that are related to ADD, ADHD, autism spectrum, things like hyperactivity, lack of focus, inattention, not being able to control your emotions, things like that, even tics, and just forgetfulness, having a hard time in school, all of those things that we know and we are now relating to these issues. So we have a loved one who in our family has been struggling with this for a while, and we wanted to share with you what we have found and had success with, so that if you are in the midst of trying to find answers and be able to help your loved one or yourself, that maybe this will give you some ideas of where to go, where to look, and some tips and tricks to help them. Now, I do want to say right off the bat that this isn't a class that's going to delve into everything. I know there are many, many topics that we could discuss, great topics, you know, things like behavioral therapy and occupational therapy and counseling and even medications. And so this class is not about everything that is out there. There is so much. We could be talking for hours. And I really just wanted to share with you some things maybe that are not in the forefront, that are a little bit different, that you could try and see if you have some success with. See if we can change here for you. Okay, so I wanted to share a little bit with you about our story and why this is something that I really felt like I wanted to share with y'all. So our son has ADD, ADHD. He is on the autism spectrum. He suffers from all the things that we talked about. So he's had all of those at one point. And he gave me permission to share his story. And so that's allowing me to be able to share it with you. And I'm really, really excited about that. So when our son was about 5 years old, that's where it started. We noticed that he had a lot of energy before that, obviously. And we were told over and over again, he's just a boy, just let him be energetic. And so we went with that. And he had an affinity for running. He ran everywhere. He would come up to me and say, "Mama, I just need to run." And so we would open the door and he would run up and down the street, up and down the sidewalk. Does that sound familiar to anybody else? So of course, when our kids program here in town, they had a little track program, and we said, "Oh, he's going to love that. Let's put him in track." Well, he had a little episode during one of the track meets where he really just almost lost consciousness while he was running, almost nearly passed out. So of course, we got him into the doctor very quickly after that. And we were told he has asthma and severe allergies, and you need to get him on allergy medication every day. And this asthma inhaler every day, and that's what's going to help him. So we took it home and we started everything, and within literally 24 hours, my son was crying excessively. He would cry all day long. He was not sleeping. He was just up. He slept very, very little cat naps, and he was up all night long. And he also developed a vocal tic, which came in the form of humming. So when he would be sitting watching TV, we'd hear things like this. Hmm, hmm. And that was his vocal tic. And he would do it when he was trying to go to sleep, and he would do it when he was relaxed. If I was reading him a book, it was kind of a constant thing, but it had never happened before. So we went back into the doctor, and I explained what was happening, and I was told, the medications don't do that. That's not something that happens with this. You just need to keep him on it. Well, one thing I would like to put in is finding a doctor that will listen to you and really take in what you are saying into account when they are helping your child is super, super important. So we knew that it was because of the meds in this case, and we went ahead and took him off. Within about 3 days, he was sleeping again. 5 days, he had stopped crying, and it did take about 2 months for his tic to go away. And we knew that it was just because of the meds, so we just decided that we couldn't do that. He was very sensitive to things, and after this experience, we realized that. And that is where our journey really started. After that, we spent the last 7 years just really making it our mission to read and to learn and to go to doctors and to ask questions. And so today, this class is all about what we have found. We have had amazing successes with it. And I'm hoping that, my intention for this class is that if even one of these things will help you, then I'm going to be really excited. So as we go along, if you have any questions, please feel free to type those in if you're on Zoom, and we will try to get to those. If you are on Facebook, please go ahead and type those in and we'll answer those. If you're watching the replay, feel free to contact me. I'll be happy to discuss anything that we talk about here. Okay, so 2 years later, fast forward, as we have started going on this mission and this journey to find what can help him. And I just want to say, we didn't want to change him. So it wasn't about that, but we saw his frustration as he was starting school and as he was trying to learn new things. He would be so frustrated because one day he would know something and be able to do it. The next day, it was as if he had never learned it at all. His handwriting, he struggled with that very much. And I think that this is common, very common with our kiddos that have these issues. So 2 years later, we were in a little group, and my son had a little teacher who was with him. And she was the most patient person I have ever met. And I just noticed right away that the things that he did not bother her. She would just watch him. It didn't bother her that he had to get up and move. It didn't bother her that he had to stim. And stimming comes a lot of times in the autism spectrum when kids need to have certain movements to get their energy out. And he did this, and it did not bother her at all. So come to find out, she was a pediatrician, and she very quickly became our pediatrician. And she when we first started talking to her, she suggested that we get him on omega-3s. So of course I went right down to the drugstore and I looked at those fish oil supplements, and they were gigantic, right? And I thought, there is no way that my second grader is going to be able to take this. So we got some krill oil, which is, they're very, very little capsules, and he was able to swallow those. Well, we really started seeing some changes instantly with just that one thing. his handwriting became better, and he was able to remember more and focus more while we were doing our school lessons. And so I thought, okay, there's something to this. We're going to keep going. So as we researched more into supplements, we have added these other supplements in. We have added in vitamin D3, a really good multivitamin. Magnesium, which we are all lacking in, and all of us can definitely use our magnesium, but we use it for him in the evenings before bed. It helps to calm him and to really help him with sleep. And we use a powder, and so it's fantastic if you want to talk more about magnesium. We also use vitamin C, and we do have activated charcoal on hand. So through our research and reading, we found that activated charcoal, when kiddos are having reactions to things, it can definitely be something that they have eaten or ingested. And so we will have him take charcoal. What it does is it goes inside of you and it kind of surrounds whatever you've eaten, and it takes it out of your body so that you are not having whatever you're reacting to go through and cause more problems. So we do use this for him as well. And one thing that we did find that we didn't know at first and kind of learned as we went along, that we needed to look for supplements that had no artificial colors or flavors. So many of our supplements, guys, that are geared towards kiddos are chock full of colors and flavors. And I'll tell you why that's important here in a minute, to not have those in there. But we've learned that the omega-3 that we first started with, that krill oil from the little drugstore down the street, red 40. It was full of red 40. So we have since changed to another one. We really like Nordic Naturals, and that's a really good one, but I will be happy to discuss more about supplements at a later date with you. And of course, you want to look for supplements that don't have soy and gluten in them as well. Okay, so we ran across in our research a video by Dr. Rebecca Bevins, and she was on a TED Talks. I would like to share just a little bit with you about from her talk, her TED Talks. It's a little bit longer, but we're just going to listen for about 2 minutes. And I want to show you what she had to say about artificial colors and her experience with them. Let me see if I can figure this out for y'all, and we will get that set up. Oh, did I get it right? Yep. All right, let's see if we can do this.
Doctor did not try to medicate him. In second grade, he started having problems. He had a hard time concentrating. One day I looked at him and said, "Do your best to focus." And he said, "I can't concentrate, Mom. My brain buzzes." Brain buzzes? I have a PhD in cognitive neuroscience. If I learned anything in college, it's that brains are not supposed to buzz. So I started looking for answers. I searched the textbooks, scientific research articles, and I scoured the internet. And I found articles on the artificial food dye Red 40 and how it caused hyperactivity in some children. I found story after story about how Red 40 caused ADHD-like symptoms in some kids. It made them hyper, impulsive, disruptive in class, and caused brain buzzing. So I thought, aha, it's the Red 40. And we pulled everything with Red 40 in it from our diet. And the brain buzzing stopped. But we let him consume other foods with other artificial dyes like yellow 5 and 6, green 3, blue 1. In hindsight, I don't know why we thought those were safe when Red 40 wasn't. Maybe we couldn't imagine pulling everything with artificial food dyes from our home and our diet. That meant no more colored cupcakes, no more cheesy yellow chips, no pickles, no candies, no colored breakfast cereals. You see, artificial food dyes are in many of the foods, of the processed foods that we eat. Maybe we just couldn't imagine taking away foods that kids enjoy in their childhood. Now, I bet many of you are wondering, what are artificial food dyes? Well, they are a set of chemicals that are added to our food to enhance the color and appearance. They are man-made, petroleum-based, and banned in many countries. They provide no nutritional value, and many have been linked to cancer. And now I know, many of you are thinking, oh, then why are they in our food? Well, because we Americans, we like our brightly colored, shiny stuff, and this includes our food. So now that he wasn't eating red things, he turned to yellow things. Cheesy yellow chips, yellow candies, pineapple syrup on shaved ice in Hawaii. You name it, if it was yellow, it was okay. Then, 7 months after the removal of Red 40,
Okay. Here.
Oh, DJ's on.
Oh, hi, DJ. We're so glad you're here. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, let's see if we can figure this out. So, here? This one. Yep. Okay, we're figuring it out, y'all. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, all right. So if you want to go back and listen to that, it is a fascinating talk about what she and her family went through. I loved it. And I actually found this right after we had an episode. She talks about how her son, they gave up Red 40, but he was eating all of the other foods, right, with artificial colors. And our son had a Fanta orange one night. And we didn't normally have this drink, but he was wanting it where we were. And so he had one. And about 30 minutes after he had consumed it, something happened, something very small, and he went into hysterics. The biggest temper tantrum that you have ever seen. And he was not a toddler, y'all. So he ran up into a room, and for about an hour, he kicked and screamed. There was nothing that we could do. He kind of just had to get it out of him. And this had happened a few times before, and we did not know why. That sometimes this happened and sometimes it didn't. Right after this happened, I found this TED Talks and started researching, and that those yellow food dyes cause a lot of issues with our sensitive kiddos and can cause temper tantrums like this. So the very next thing that we researched, because up until this point we were having a little bit of success, right? We were seeing a little bit of change, but he was still frustrated. He was still having tics. He was still stemming. He was still having trouble with his emotions. And so we continued on our journey. We continued researching and found Dr. Rebecca. And then we found the Feingold program. So this same doctor that helped us with our supplements, her name is Dr. Deborah Moore. She is beautiful and amazing. She was Western medically trained, and she is open to all sorts of natural ways to support yourself. She knows that that is super important. So, and our son loved her. So we stuck with her. The next thing that she suggested that we do is look into the Feingold program. Well, look what the Feingold program does. It's fascinating. So the Feingold program looks at the foods that you eat, the products that you use on your skin and in your daily life. And it is an elimination program that starts you out taking out artificial colors. As we know, they're made from petroleum, like Dr. Bevins said. And they are banned in other countries. The same company that makes our candy here, or the companies that makes our candy here, also makes the same candies in Europe without the artificial colors because they are banned there. But we just love our colors, and it's really hard to imagine giving those up. But with a little bit of effort, we can find foods that our kiddos can use without the artificial colors. This program changed so much for us because, as we know, the foundation of everything we do is really diet, right? It's what we put inside of us. It's what we put on us. Things that are put onto our skin are absorbed into our bodies, just like the things that we eat are absorbed into our bodies. So we took out artificial colors, artificial flavors. Oops, go back. Let's see if I can fix this. Okay. We took out preservatives like BHA, BHT, TBHQ, and you can find those if you turn over whatever you're buying. It will say that those preservatives on the back, and you can really stay away from those pretty easily. And we took out artificial fragrances from our home, and that was a big deal because it not only was helping take out those toxins and things that are in the air, but we also had a daughter who had asthma and allergies as well. And when we took out these artificial fragrances from our home, it made a huge difference. Okay, so the Feingold program also talks about salicylates, and these are found in natural foods, things that we feel are usually pretty healthy, right? Grapes, apples, and oranges. And unfortunately, some of our sensitive kiddos have reactions to these. And so at first, when you start the Feingold program, these are taken out of your diet. And then later on, you can put them back in to see what you are reacting to. And it really is worth it to go through that. So we found that our kiddo reacts to grapes. And he is more emotional when he eats grapes. He has a harder time with himself. And so we found that through the Feingold program. And does he never eat grapes? No. Since then, we know that he's going to react. And so he does have them in smaller quantities and at different times, but it's not a staple anymore. And that's the beauty of this program, is finding this. We also took out household products that contained artificial colors and flavors, like toothpaste, mouthwash, shampoo, and soap, and lotions. So all of these things go onto our skin and are absorbed into our body. And so just taking out everything we could, it just reduced that load on him so much. And then, of course, our artificial fragrances. If you would like to learn more about the Feingold program, you can go to feingold.org. They have so many videos there, so much information, and it's a nice place to start if you're looking at maybe changing what your family is eating. And I will say that it wasn't only our son who benefited from this. I also have tics, and when I was using this program, well, when we started using this program, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. It was all for him. And guess what? My tics lessened when we were doing this. So my husband said it made him feel amazing. My daughter loved it. So it's not only about the one child. Everybody can do this, and it's a beautiful thing, really and truly. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about is essential oils. So soon after we began using the Feingold program, we were looking for those ways to get rid of those artificial fragrances, right? And to reduce our toxic load in our house. And a friend had introduced me to essential oils about a year before that. And she actually introduced them to me because of my daughter's breathing issues. And really and truly, when she told me about them, I just looked at her and I said, no, we don't do that at our house. That is woo-woo. That's too kind of out there. And I kind of put it away for a little bit. And she then again had me use it, and we fell in love with them right away. Literally the first night that we started using essential oils, we fell in love and on with our journey, right? So we use our essential oils to replace our artificial fragrances, to replace toxic chemicals and synthetic products, to support our body's natural abilities. Our bodies are amazing, and they can ward off a lot, right? They protect us every day, and our bodies can heal, and essential oils help to do that, help our bodies to do that, and just reduce all those toxins that are coming in. We can also use essential oils to support mood, to support our focus and concentration. And for first aid and medicinal needs, it's amazing what you can replace in your home with essential oils. So when we first started out, we began with these 10 oils: lemon, lavender, peppermint, melaleuca, oregano, frankincense, breathe, digestin, on guard, and deep blue. And the first oil that I ever tried to use was not a pure oil, and it was not very beneficial for us. We got a little rash. It was not good. So one of the reasons that I kind of wanted to stay away from oils, when I quickly learned that the purity of the oils that you use is of immense importance. If you cannot take your oils internally, then that means they are adulterated with some sort of synthetic ingredient or chemical, and you don't want to be using it, because if you put it on your body, like we said before, it gets absorbed inside internally, and it's just not the best for us. So we found doTERRA essential oils, which we love, and we began using these 10 oils in our home. These oils kind of run the gamut. We can use them to help calm ourselves. We can use them for energy. We use them to clean with. We use them for painful situations. We use them for tummy upset and for immunity and for our respiratory system. They have replaced many products in our home. So we started out this way with our essential oils. And then as I learned more, I thought, I wonder what we can use to help with focus, concentration, emotions, all of the things that, our kiddo was struggling with. And he uses all of the oils that we started with. His very favorite oil is wild orange. It is a very uplifting oil and a very calming oil for him. So if he ever has the choice, wild orange is his favorite. But we, as we went along, and with our kids that are sensitive, it's important that you use one oil at a time and kind of see what their reaction is, because, some of them are going to be super beneficial and some of them are not. And so he found 3 oils that worked extremely well for him: wild orange, vetiver, and cedarwood. Vetiver and cedarwood are both very calming oils, and they help with focus and attention and being able to sit for longer periods of time. And we created a blend using these 3 oils. For him, it's his special oil that only he has, and he uses it daily, or if he's going into a situation where he's feeling anxious and fearful, we'll use this oil to help support him. Or if he's going into a situation where he's going to have to sit for longer than he would like, we use this. And it's amazing how much these oils help him and calm him in this situation. Another thing we use our oils for at home are detox baths. And detox baths are the shiznazzle. I love them. They are my very, very favorite thing. And y'all, not only for your kiddos or your loved ones, but if you are taking care of somebody that has these issues, you have to take care of yourself and give yourself some grace and some patience. And detox baths are amazing for some time, just to be on your own and to help you as well. But we use these with our son, and you use Epsom salts. Sometimes we use baking soda, aluminum-free baking soda with that. And you can add a few drops of essential oils to this mixture and add them directly to your kiddo's bath. And it is just detoxing. Obviously, like it says, it gives them lots of magnesium from the Epsom salts, which is also very calming and very good for them. And those essential oils, they're able to sit and relax and breathe them in and find their calm. So anytime there are reactions going at our house, we're in a detox bath, and they're a beautiful, beautiful thing. If you'd like to see a little more about that, we do have a YouTube channel. It's Essential Footprints and Oils with Tiff, and there is a video on there about detox baths, and my son helped me create that. And it might just give you a little bit more of an idea of how you would go about doing that. Another way that we really support him is through exercise. You know, a lot of our kids with these issues, they have a lot of energy built up inside them, a lot of emotions built up inside them, and they kind of get stuck, right? That energy gets stuck, and they need ways to release those. And so exercise for all of us, right, relieves stress, supports better sleep. We have less aches and pains, and it supports our mood. And this is also true for our sensitive kids. They need this definitely for better brain function. It helps them to be more alert and awake. And science shows that when you exercise, you're instantly more alert and awake. Your brain is functioning better, and it continues after you are finished. So, and you're more focused after. So we use this quite often, and it's a beautiful way to support your kid, to help them get that energy out, help them get those emotions out. Okay. And so, all right, let's talk about tapping, one other method that we use at home. Just to be clear, we use this with our kiddo. I use tapping. This is also known as EFT, emotional freedom technique. And it is another way to release that energy and to get it moving when things are stuck. So we use this a lot when we're feeling anxiety or fearfulness, or we're just kind of stuck in with a little bit of anger. Tapping is really beneficial, and it just uses those points on your body where you can move that energy around. And there are fantastic videos on YouTube about tapping. And Laura, who is your favorite person on YouTube for this?
Oh, what is his name? Of course, I'm gonna.
I know, and that's what I was blinking to. He's really, really good. Okay, we'll look it up and put it in the comments for you. But he's a great teacher, and you can follow him and what he does.
Brad Yates.
Brad Yates. Okay, Brad Yates. He's phenomenal. I really like watching his videos, and he takes you through tapping. I know it seems a little woo-woo. I just saw something on Facebook about some schools that are beginning to use tapping with their kids to help them during the day. They're having less behavioral problems from their kids, and they're using it for everybody, right? All of the kids at school. And I thought it was a fascinating Facebook video. And I believe if you just look up tapping, that it will pull up in the Facebook. I think you can find that, tapping in schools. And one other technique we use is deep breathing. There is power in threes with deep breathing. We will put an oil in the palms of our hands and just breathe it in very deeply, hold it and let it out. And we do that 3 times. And really, it's amazing the calm that can come just from doing that. So we use all of these intermittently, whatever is kind of resonating with us at the time, and go from there. But all of these things have really been beneficial for our kiddo. He is doing things now that we never thought he would be able to do. We were just, planning to help him get through his school years and kind of make it through, but he's actually really, he's completely changed. It's amazing. And not changed in personality, but just changed in his confidence and his lack of frustration, and being able to help himself emotionally and calm himself down. And he loves these things. Some of the books and resources that we used as we were going through that I wanted to share with you, and there's a fascinating book called Why Isn't My Brain Working? And it's one of the first books that I ever read. My dear friend Kelly Frick shared it with me, and I kept reading it and thinking, oh, that's my kiddo. That's my kiddo. Oh, that's my kiddo. And it really, truly, it goes into the science of your brain and your kids' brains. And it's amazing. So if you would like to read that, it's a beautiful book. Disconnected Kids is also a fantastic read. And it is very, very insightful and very helpful if you're looking into some things that you can do to help your loved one. And then, of course, the Feingold Association at feingold.org, they have a handbook. They have lots and lots of resources and scientific studies and information for you to look at to do it. And really, it sounds like it might be terrible, but truly it really isn't. Once you get the hang of it and you find those products that don't have those chemicals in them, it's amazing the difference it can make. Okay, guys, so that is all that I have for you today. I didn't want to make this too long and overwhelming for you. I do want to say, like before, if you are taking care of a loved one, it's hard. It's not always easy. And I want you to give yourself lots and lots of grace and lots of patience for yourself and just acceptance. And it is definitely a journey, and take it day by day. I hope that some of these ideas will help you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to talk to you about it. This is just something that I really feel really strongly about. So please feel free to reach out. I hope this was beneficial, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye. Here.